The nurse accused of stealing morphine from a hospice patient and then replacing the drugs with cranberry juice is still in a Bosque County jail.
Ashley K. Bidwell was arrested a week ago after overdosing on morphine and then admitting to stealing it from her employer, Lutheran Ministries Sunset Home in Clifton. Today, we learned the registered nurse had a history of theft convictions, but the Texas Board of Nursing ruled that those weren't enough to revoke her license. Amanda Fredrickson, the Associate State Director for Advocacy with AARP Texas, says more needs to be done to help protect patients like the one in this case.
These are the most vulnerable of our residents, and many of them, like the person in this situation, can't speak for themselves. They can't advocate for themselves, and it's just not right.
So the question is, what can you do to make sure that your loved ones are getting the proper care?
6 News reporter Bailey Bates talked with experts about the resources and options out there. She joins us live in studio now. Bailey?
Leslie, Chris, advocates for elderly patients say there are many things you should do before putting them in facilities or programs, but also once they're in them.
We have serious quality of care problems in our nursing homes.
Amanda Fredrickson, the Associate State Director for Advocacy with AARP Texas, wasn't too surprised to hear about the latest incident at a Clifton nursing facility.
The issue of abuse and neglect in nursing facilities in Texas is not as uncommon as it should be.
She says people need to know some simple things they can do to make sure no one becomes a victim to abuse or neglect.
We also always encourage people to go to the Medicare Nursing Home Compare website, where there is detailed information about the facilities, how they perform on annual surveys, whether or not they have a high rate of inappropriate use of antipsychotics, what their staffing levels are.
The facility in Clifton, where a nurse stole morphine from a patient suffering, had a 4-star rating out of 5. So even if there is no red flag there, you should call Texas's Office of the Ombudsman.
Part of our role is to prevent abuse and neglect by making sure residents know how to protect themselves, the family members who they're involved with, and making sure the lines of communication are good at the facility.
Patty Ducaye says you should visit often and also get to know people who are part of the community and ask questions.
Do they see them acting differently? In particular, maybe scared or reluctant to talk to you or tell you about their day or their care.
She says a lot of people are adding cameras to nursing rooms as a deterrent, but also to have as evidence.
And that can be a pretty powerful tool to avoid or detect abuse.
You can report issues with long-term care facilities to Texas Health and Human Services by calling the number at the bottom of your screen, 1-800-458-9858. We also have other resources for you on our website, kcntv.com. Chris, Leslie.
All right, thanks, Bailey.